Hello there, a very good Monday morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News live on Channel 1 MTV. I'm Arundhati Fernando and let's start off your day with a look at your headlines. Telephone numbers introduced to lodge complaints with regard to vehicles malfunctioning after pumping in petrol not in operation. The new IGP to be sworn in today. Turkey pledges $200 million for Libyan rebels. Sri Lanka records a brilliant victory against England in the third one-day international. Reports reveal that the telephone numbers introduced to the general public by the Ministry of Petroleum Industries in order to lodge complaints with regard to vehicles stalling or malfunctioning after pumping in petrol are not in operation. A large number of individuals from several areas stated that they made a great effort to lodge their complaints regarding this matter as soon as the telephone numbers were introduced via media. They added that the numbers 0115664941 and 0115665082 are not responding, while the number 0115666228 is not in operation. In response, the Minister of Petroleum Industries, Susil Premjayantha, stated that these problems will not arise when lodging complaints from this morning. N.K. Langakun will be sworn in as the new Inspector General of Police today. The police headquarters stated that the function will be held this morning.
Since the decision of former IGP Dr. Mahinda Balasurya to retire, N.K. Ilangakon served in the capacity of acting IGP. Prior to this, he held the post of Senior DIG in charge of administration. N.K. Ilangakon, who joined the police service in the year 1982 as an Assistant Superintendent of Police, completed his preliminary education at the Udagama Vidyalaya in Balangoda. Ilangakon went on to obtain a special Bachelor of Education degree from the University of Colombo.
Islamic jurists of Sharia law state that the authority of the Saudi Arabia's Supreme Court can be invoked by an appeal to revise the death sentence imposed on Rizana Nafiq. Former Consular General of Jeddah, Professor Mazihuddin Namullah Nalim, said that based on Article 173 of the Penal Code of Saudi Arabia, an appeal can be made on 8 grounds. He added that the Islamic Sharia law permits an appeal for the revision of the death sentence imposed on her based on any one of those 8 grounds.
According to the Sharia law implemented in Saudi Arabia, there is a possibility for Sister Rizana Nafiq to make a fresh appeal at the Supreme Court of Saudi Arabia according to the section 173 of the Penal Code of Sharia law implemented in Saudi Arabia. There is a room to make such an appeal over 8 valid reasons.
Meanwhile, Western Provincial Councillor Uday Gammanpilla stated that an opportunity has come to unite as a nation by setting aside all party conflicts at the upcoming local government poll. He expressed this view while attending a meeting in Kandy yesterday.
The meeting was held in Pilimatulawa yesterday under the patronage of Western Provincial Councillor Uday Gammanpilla.
නිදහස් ලංකාවේ අපි මුහුණ දෙන තීරණාත්මක මැතිවරණය මේ පුංචි ඡන්දය.
The small election is the most decisive election we face in Sri Lanka. Why do we say that? This is the first election that is being held after the publication of the report of the panel of experts appointed by the UN Secretary General. It is the first election being after the Channel 4 controversy. It is also the first election being held after England, America and the UN Human Rights Commissioner warned the government that Sri Lanka will be punished if our soldiers who allegedly committed war crimes go unpunished. Hence, today we face a situation where we should set all aside all party conflicts and arrive at one decision.
ඒ නිසා පක්ෂ ભેද පසක දාලා ජාතියක් විදිහට තීන්දුවක් ගන්න ඕනේ අවස්ථාවකට අද අපි මුණ පාලා තියෙනවා.
Gammanpilla also expressed his view regarding the local candidates who will be contesting the upcoming local government poll.
හාපුරා කියලා පළවෙනි පාර ඡන්දෙට එන්නේ හුඟක් වෙලාවට පයින් නැන්දේ මාමේ කියාගෙන.
What is our experience with Pradesh Sabha councillors? They come by foot or bicycle for the very first election with hearty greetings. A few days after winning the election, the push cycles become motorcycles, and in next to no time, they become vans. Certain people even progress to the level of using jeeps. When roads are being laid with concrete, the second story of the councillor's house gets laid with concrete. That's the situation today. What do? We start scolding. But when the election approaches, we get tired of placing the blame and we give up and let anything happen. The end result of this is that rogues, thugs and corrupt individuals come to power.
අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? මේ ඡන්දය අල්ලලා දානවා. ඕන දෙයක් වෙන්න කියලා අල්ලලා දානවා. ඒකෙන් අන්තිමට වෙන්නේ හොරුන්, මැරයන්, දූෂකයන් මේවයි බලයට පත් වෙන එකයි.
In the news from the global arena, Turkey has recognized the rebel Transitional National Council as the true representative of Libya's people. Turkish Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu said that it was time for the Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi to go.
Turkey pledged $200 million in aid for Libya's rebel Transitional National Council yesterday. The Libyan rebels' Foreign Affairs Minister Ali al-Asawi said, quote, Turkey, as an Islamic friend country, is expressing its help to the Libyan people through today's visit, offering both political and financial support, unquote. He was speaking during a joint news conference with Turkish Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu in Benghazi, the eastern rebel Libyan stronghold. The aid is in addition to a $100 million fund for Libyan rebels Turkey announced in June. The Turkish foreign minister also said his nation supported Libyan rebels' aspirations and stressed the importance of a unified Libya in the future.
And in more international news, the sister of Thailand's exiled former Prime Minister has promised to do her best in government after leading his supporters to a landslide election win. Yingluck Shinawatra said there was a lot of hard work ahead after preliminary results showed Pheu Thai had won a clear majority in parliament. With nearly all votes counted, Pheu Thai had 264 seats and Prime Minister Abhisit Vijayjiva's Democrats 160.
Yingluck Shinawtra's Pheu Thai gave a victory news conference in Bangkok yesterday after exit polls for yesterday's elections showed her party winning a clear majority in parliament. The victory paves the way for the 44-year-old business executive to become Thailand's first woman prime minister. Yingluck stressed that her party was calling for an amnesty for a number of people who have committed political offences, not just her brother. Meanwhile, former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, the brother of Thailand's new general election winner Yingluck, said yesterday that reconciliation in Thailand is more important than his return to the country after 5 years in exile.
I'm not hurried to go back. I want to see the reconciliation to happen first. If there is reconciliation and I will be part of the solution, I will be there. If I will be part of the problem, I will not be there. I'm okay. I'm settled here.
Coming up next is this morning's Global Wrap.
Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko said yesterday that public protests against his rule were part of a plan to overthrow the government, which he would never allow. The former Soviet Republic has been struggling for months to overcome a currency crisis and devalued its ruble by 36% last month in an attempt to plug a large current account deficit, largely caused by Lukashenko's populist policies. The base commander said yesterday that the U.S. transit center, Manas, in Kyrgyzstan is not likely to close soon, despite President Obama's recent announcement on withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. Troops at the former U.S. Air Force Base and now transit center for Afghan troops in Kyrgyzstan started marking the U.S. Independence Day already yesterday, making hamburgers and dancing to the music of the band from Texas. Britain's Prince William and his wife Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, boarded a Canadian Navy frigate for the next leg of their North American tour. The newlyweds began their overnight trip down the St. Lawrence River to Quebec City with a fireworks display which they watched from the deck. Monarchy supporters hope the tour will reinvigorate the royal family's image in Canada, which they would also nominally rule if they eventually become King and Queen of Britain.